Hi, this is Mitchell, and in this video I'm going to show you my reMarkable mod called BetterToC. So I've got reManager pulled up. Let's connect to the tablet. I've got it connected via USB-C. BetterToC adds the ability to add, delete, and edit table of contents entries in notebooks, PDFs, and EPUBs. I'll add that to our queue. I'm also going to grab this toc-from-selection mod that I also wrote. It can generate a TOC entry in BetterToC from a selection, and I'll show you how that works. I've got some other mods enabled, so this should be a pretty quick process. We'll just restart the mod system. See the tablet UI restart. All right, we've got mods running on the tablet. So I prepared this history of the internet notebook. Just kind of copying down some text from Wikipedia. So you'll see that we have a new button here. This is the table of contents. So this is how we'll add entries. So let's start with, we'll just add an entry in page 1. We'll call this Foundations. We can go look at our entry we just made. So here it is. We can delete it if we want. We can change indentation. Let's just leave it for now. Typing, that's kind of a pain. So instead, if you have handwriting conversion, you can do this instead. And press the TOC button here. And you'll see a little bit of a screen refresh. So that's done. If we go back to our table of contents, you'll see telegraphy here. We'll indent that one. That's also on page 1, so you can do multiple entries per page. I'm just going to go ahead and create the rest of these. Do information theory. We'll wait till we see a little flash. Okay, we'll go do the second page. All right, let's go look at our table of contents now that we've got all these guys. They all went ahead and automatically indented. They inherit the indent of the item above them, which for inspiration is actually wrong. That should be out one more. It looks like we've got some cleanup to do here, which is perfect. We can show how that's done. So time sharing needs to be time sharing. So let me hold it on that. And we'll add the G that the handwriting conversion missed. We'll save. We can also reorder these. So if we go into edit mode, we can delete them, or we could move them up and down. So if we wanted to swap some sections around, we could do that. So it's a full table of contents. So we are on page 2 right now. As you can see by the one that's bolded, the first entry for a given page is going to be bolded. So let's go back to the first page. So that works as expected. So we're on the first page. Let's go to the second page. So we can also add external links. So let's say, link to another document. Let's say there's an article in this Wall Street Journal edition that we want to link out to. Maybe it's on the business and finance page. That's fine. We'll keep the default. We'll save. All right. And we should now be able to. So we've got a link icon here, which means it's an external link. If we click it, we're in the other document. So that's cross-document linking. We can go back from down here. So that's in a notebook. We've got a full table of contents in a notebook. But what about EPUBs? They already have a table of contents. Let's open an EPUB. And in EPUBs, in the stock interface, there's a table of contents button here. You can get there from here as well. Let's add a table of contents entry. And in books, we could kind of use this like bookmarks if we want. So let's call it bookmark. We'll save that. We'll go view the table of contents. And there's our bookmark. We can also, we can indent these, delete them, whatever. Let's go back. We can also link to another document. So if we wanted to link to a notebook page, let's just link back to our history of the internet document. We'll just pick a page. So in the EPUB, we now have a link to an external document. And we'll click it and it'll launch us over there. And we can go back. Okay, so a cool part of this is these entries will sync across the cloud. So let me wake up my move right here, and we should see a sync. So it's going to sync over the table of contents entries we created on the Paper Pro. So the sync is done. We'll open it up. On the move, since the UI is constrained, it's a little different if the toolbar is on the top. So we'll just show table of contents, and we have our table of contents. We can show the external link. Go back. Works just fine if we edit this on the move. So let's edit. Let's actually edit foundations. I think this should actually be precursors. So we'll save that over here. We'll close the document to trigger the sync. Should see the Paper Pro sync. And if we look at our table of contents, precursors. And that's BetterToC and toc from selection.